was a California August in 82 when my mother gave birth to the Spam Tech crew. 13 years later had me looking at Linux. Programming made me stronger like Papa the Spinach. Now, people know that a DG carry weapons, but if that weapon is a nest you step in, we finish Contra with only one life. Finish Metal Gear 2 using only a knife, right? People might think that we're frontin', then they see all the news online that I'm putting. My rhymes flow just like my code, even though my source is owned by Sko. What about my Indian? I keep it low. See me on Gunbound, call me pro. I'm a certified legend, but I'm still your bro. This is a PSA, boy, the more you know. No. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spam. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spam. I said my heart's wide open, goatsy, and my windows min like Ho Chi. I'm just another nerd, but I rap about it. Shit talk on the net, then I laugh about it. I've been caught slipping like the Star Wars kid when I'm on eBay sniping a bid. Catch me on a webcam like Numa. See me at the club and I'm rocking Puma. Another net legend if you see me yodel. Spit a little something that's anecdotal. Tell me about the time the E-Bombs world stole your chop like I stole your girl. Catch me on Gen May, not something awful. Low tax would ban me, raffle. I'm a certified legend, but I'm still your bro. This is a PSA, boy, the more you know. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spam. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spams. Yeah. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spam. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spams. Yeah.
What's up, meatbangs? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGG, and I'm joined by the right hand of the frog, Mr. Blinded Braille himself. What's up, Blinded?
What's up? What's up, everybody in the chat?
Now, there's been nothing going on this weekend. There's absolutely no movie news. I don't think any movies have come out breaking any records. There's literally nothing going on in the whole movie spirit genre. We almost canceled the show because there's so little going on. But I guess we're going to talk about that little animated movie from Illumination, Super Mario's, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Never heard of this shit, but okay.
Never heard of it. We're also going to be briefly touching on some other things. Wheel of Fortune contestant. People are saying she was robbed of $100K. We're going to let you guys decide. We're going to play the tape. Let you decide whether or not you think this person said the correct answer or not. We're going to talk about a possible Red Dead Redemption film and or TV show. Jack Black said he's all ready to go all in. And then, of course, that Super Mario thing, they got like some articles about like possible sequels or Oscar contention for best song or some other shit. Also, I think like Star Wars announced like some like Rey future film or something, and Daisy Ridley's coming back. I'm not sure you guys are interested in that. That doesn't seem important.
Yeah, not important at all.
Nothing to get mad at.
No.
So, how you been, Blinded? You haven't been around on the channel in a minute. I fired you the other day, but you came crawling back, and
Came back. Yeah, just was busy this week. I had to focus on something, and then also it was Easter, so yeah.
you guys got Easter in Canada.
Yeah, of course.
What do you guys like? Hide the maple syrup?
Yeah, I had the maple syrup egg. It's not very fun to eat. Just like you bite into it and it goes all over the place.
I can
It's
imagine.
all
I want to
sticky.
try a maple bar one of these days. They sound good.
Not good. Not good.
Not good. One time I had a maple bacon milkshake at like Denny's. It was delicious.
Bacon in the milkshake?
Yeah, bacon. It was like bacon and maple, like I don't want to say ground up, but like mixed in.
Mixed in there.
It's delicious. It's delicious.
I'm good. Hard pass.
So good. You don't know what's living until you've tried one. Yeah, bacon in the milkshake. 56K warning.
Bacon in the.
It wasn't like big, long, like fucking like. It was like it was all broken up.
No. I know, like, and he's hating on pineapple pizza, and meanwhile he's drinking bacon milkshake. The hell out of here with that. It's disgusting.
Delicious. You don't know what's living. Finbar says, "Can you have his job back?"
No,
we'll talk about it after the show.
He's already talked to.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's already talked to Johnny Avocado.
That Amico stream, that was hilarious. Oh my god.
It was fun. It was some of the most fun I've had. Not a Five Guys bacon shake, chronic. It was like I said, Denny's. It was like a limited edition maple bacon vanilla ice cream, in case you're wondering. So it all blended together. Just nice. So good. Yeah. But that Amico stream was fun. We're going to do another one this Wednesday, obviously. This weekend on Easter, because there was nothing going on, right? There's nothing happening. I was waiting for Jesus to come back. Let me know if there's 2 more weeks of winter. So with nothing going on, I actually beat 3 video games this weekend. And I think I was playing games so hard that I got a cramp in my hand.
Yikes.
Like it feels like a Charlie horse in my wrist. Like
How long were you playing for? Oh, good lord.
Hours. It took me like, I want to say 45 to 50 minutes just to beat the last boss on Mega Man 7. It was ridiculous. I had to keep playing it over and over and over again. That's considered the hardest boss in all the Mega Man games.
Right.
The final boss on 7. Ever have frog sausage? No, I don't practice cannibalism.
No.
No.
Frog sausage? What the fuck? Is that a thing? Is that actually a thing?
Yeah, that's a thing.
Oh,
You can make sausage out of anything, pretty much.
disgusting.
J.M. De Los Santos says, Tommy, would Super Mario Brothers be on the Miko? Tommy, wouldn't that be something? Yeah.
They got to buy out Nintendo first.
56 says he hit 3 games and he's out. He went back to Counter-Strike.
Damn.
I'm already up to 19 games total.
I'm still playing Cyberpunk. I'm close to finishing it, though.
It's about time. I picked up the Shadowrun trilogy
Right.
recently, so I'm going to start playing that. Mix that in.
I'm going to play Metroid Prime next. That's the one I've been holding out on.
You're holding out for those sweet, sweet sounds from Tommy Tallarico?
Yeah. I'm looking for his name in the credits, too.
Oh, they're not in the credits. We looked.
Oh, damn. That's a shame. What were they thinking?
They didn't want to have him overshadow the game, right? Because if his name's in the credits, That's what everyone would talk about instead of the actual gameplay.
Fuck. Man, I'm gonna fucking sue Nintendo now. On
Good
Tommy's
luck.
behalf.
All right, I think that's enough hemming and hawing. We got to get to all the big news. Yeah, first off, I got to say, StreamYards, fuck you for switching the share tab, because it used to be entire screen, window, tab. Now it's tab, window, screen. And it confused the shit out of me right now when I was like, why are you trying to get me to share my entire screen?
Damn.
All right. So this is, hold on, let me find the damn article. So many of them. That's the one I want. Super Mario Brothers movie box office. All records smashed on opening weekend.
Jeez.
They're making all the money. They're getting all that money. I don't know if you guys follow Hack the Movies. But recently, Hack the Movies, famous Tony from Hack the Movies, they did I don't want to call it a stream. They did a video about the old Mario movie.
Right.
And then they did a follow-up where they went and they looked at the work print. And there's some things in the work print that I was like, man, why they shouldn't have cut them from the movie, because it actually made the movie better. Like, when you see the work print and then you see the final, you're like, man, they made some really shitty editing choices and like things that don't make sense.
Right. That's what I heard. I heard the script was actually not that bad, and that's why Bob Hawkins signed on in the first place.
Yeah.
So,
because even like the ending, where like the king just miraculously turns back to human.
Right.
In the original ending, it shows that he's not. She's like, oh, I still got to wait till, something happens till the king turns back or whatever, right?
Mm.
So, I mean, there's little changes that are like, man, this actually might have been a halfway decent movie. For whatever reason, they decided not. So if you get a chance, I would definitely check out Hack the Movies. Good friend to the channel, famous Tony, YouTuber. Drop him a like, drop him a comment. Say the frog sent you. He'll know what it means. Mm-hmm. He might pretend like he doesn't know what he's talking about, but that's just a game we play, right? Where he pretends he don't know who I am.
No, man.
No, but seriously, he's the one. He's actually. I made a joke one time. I was like, I'm gonna start name dropping you guys, because I was like, all you guys have bigger channels than me. I'm like, I'm starting name dropping. He's like, yeah, definitely do that. Like, whatever you can, just name drop my name.
So there's a name drop then.
So, Hack the Movies. We're gonna name drop them at every instance. With that said, let's get to this article, because, man, Mario making all the money. It's a blockbuster. The Super Mario Brothers movie, an animated adventure based on the classic video game, crushed the competition with a jaw-dropping 204.6 million domestic and 377 million global debut over the long Easter weekend. I'm actually surprised at those numbers.
That's the 5-day total. For the 204 million domestic. Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying, what I was surprised is because that's 204 million domestic, 377 global. So that's what, 173-ish, 172.4 outside the U.S., right?
Mm.
I would think that would be more, because I would have thought that Japan would have went nuts for this movie.
No, it hasn't opened in Japan yet.
It hasn't?
No. It's going to open at the end of this month. Japan and South Korea.
That's another, I guess, because I don't follow shit as closely as you do. But I was shocked. I would think that they would have opened to avoid spoilers and all the, Because I would think
I don't even know if they open in China, because I know Mario is popular in China too.
Is he?
Yeah.
Tony TGD Hack the Movies? No. The other Tony. Famous Tony from Hack the Movies. Chronic says he's going to smash $1 billion easy. That's what they're talking. This could be a game changer.
If the legs are good, then yeah, because there's not much competition. So,
well, someone was saying this could beat out Avatar.
I don't know about that.
That's how they're hyping it. They're saying maybe they meant Avatar too, obviously.
Yeah, they probably meant Avatar 2, but still, I don't see that reaching 2 billion. That'd be pretty crazy if it did. Um, we'll have to see because the next week is important to see how long
Yeah,
it'll last. So who knows at this point? But it's
but still,
definitely going to clear 500 though.
yeah, it's still crazy though when you consider it's an animated movie, it's a kids movie.
Right. Well, I mean, is this really a surprise? I mean, I mean, if we're going to talk about her and some other article, Grace Randolph was kept saying, "Oh, this movie wouldn't do well." But it's like, if you know anything about Mario, it's a generational thing, right? Like, there's people in their 40s, like Tony, who grew up playing Mario, right, and probably a little bit older. So, and then it reaches all the way down to
But I
like
haven't
someone
seen the
who's like
movie though.
5. Right, right. But I'm saying that I'm not sure if this article is going to talk about the um, damn, what do you call it? The I'm totally blanking on what they like the breakdown of like the audience.
Oh, the
What's the word?
demographics.
Yeah, the demographics. There we go.
I don't think it breaks it down.
Okay.
Chronic says, yeah, second week drop off.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's gonna have legs. I think we're gonna get into the the outrage that was
Right.
centered around Mario, and I think this is my prediction. I think Mario's not gonna have a big drop off because all the idiots that were out there going, it's gonna be woke, it's gonna be woke. I think they hurt. Like as good as it did, I think they did hurt it a little bit as far as people waiting and seeing like if it was going to be woke, right?
Mm.
And now that it's been cleared, like it's not woke, guys. It's fine. You can see it. It's on our team. I think people are going to be, oh, now I can go to the movies now, right? And Geeks and Gamers have given it the all clear.
So I mean, it's a short movie too. I saw it. It's not very long, so I could see people just going and watching it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Like I said, I haven't watched it yet. I'm a huge video gamer, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been a Mario fan in a while. I was gonna say I'm a huge Mario fan, but then I started really thinking about it. I was like, I haven't really played a Mario game since Super Mario World.
Right.
So, can I really call myself a Mario fan anymore? And obviously, Captain Lou Albano is always going to be my Mario. Best Mario by far. It's if we're gonna rank Mario's, here's my ranking for Mario's. Right, it's gonna go Captain Lou Albano, Ron Jeremy, Charles Martinet, Bob Hoskins, Chris Pratt.
Oh man,
that's my list.
That's a crazy list.
Has anyone else played Mario? Okay, I think that's it, right?
Yeah, I think that would be it.
So what would you put? Would you put Chris Pratt higher?
I mean, you put
Ron Jeremy looks way more like Mario than Chris Pratt does.
That's crazy.
And he sounds more like Mario.
And
when
you
look
saw
at Mario,
that movie, or did you just see clips?
I saw clips.
Okay.
The movie's on lockdown because Nintendo bought it and they said it can't be distributed anymore.
Oh, I thought it was out there because obviously I've never seen this movie.
No, what happened is they made it. It's called Super Hornio Brothers.
Right.
So they made it, and Nintendo right away they found out, and they're like, "We're gonna buy that."
Buy it, right?
And so there's like clips and little like scenes out there, but the whole movie's not out there, as far as I know. Not that I went looking. I'm just saying, as far as I know, as far as I'm aware. But I mean, when you look at Mario, in your head, now I know, get rid of the Charles Martinet, ideal Mario voice, right? But when you look at Mario, do you think he's going to sound more like Ron Jeremy or like Chris Pratt?
I think I might have to go with Ron Jeremy.
Exactly. That's why he's higher, in my opinion. He looks like him, and then he looks like what I think Mario would sound like, right? Like that's what Mario in my head sounds like.
Yeah, that raspy voice, kind of heavy, but kind of yeah. Chris Pratt. I mean, in this movie, because like I said, I did see the movie. There's not really bad voice acting. It's just people don't really associate the characters with voices. Like Donkey Kong really doesn't talk. He just sort of laughs, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to really put a voice on these characters. And I thought they did an okay job. Like it's nothing bad by any means.
Jay Cut says, "Pull my mushroom and watch me grow. Time to go
Oh
down your
my God.
pipes, baby." Hell yeah,
Fucking hell.
writes itself. All right, it says those results far exceeded expectations and even surpassed the starts of recent installments in Universal's biggest franchises like Jurassic World Dominion, which only did 145 million domestically, and Fast and Furious 9, which only did 70 million. So expect a sequel to be announced faster than you can say, "Let's go." That's my Mario.
Oh God.
That's my best Mario. The box office just keeps growing and growing. Marvel's Jim Orr, Universal's president of domestic distribution. It's tremendous worldwide debut, and the movie has a clear runway.
Mm.
I didn't realize it was Universal.
Yeah, it was Universal.
'Cause I know it was
Illumination made
yeah.
it.
I knew it was Illumination. I didn't realize they were part of Universal.
Yeah.
The PG film, which cost, how is it PG? I thought Nintendo was all about like adult situations and stuff.
It should be X-rated.
Yeah.
Oh man.
They paid somebody off, obviously. The PG film, which cost Universal, Illumination, and Nintendo roughly $100 million to bring to the big screen, thrived as a de facto choice among family crowds who had been starved of compelling theatrical offerings since last December's release, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. But the kid-friendly film also managed to expand its reach beyond parents with young ones, thanks to a heaping dose of nostalgia and positive word-of-mouth. Reviews, not so much. Mario turned into a 4-quadrant blockbuster, resonating with males and females, young and old, who grew up with Mario, Luigi, and other inhabitants of the fantastical Mushroom Kingdom. The film is based on the incredible IP, which is beloved by people of different generations, says Veronica Kwan Vandenberg, president of distribution for Universal Pictures International. Just because Mario is adapted from one of the most popular video games doesn't mean the film was preordained for blockbuster status. In fact, 1993's disastrous live-action Super Mario Bros., starring Bob Hoskins as Mario and John Leguizamo as Luigi, has become a legendary example of Hollywood's failure to properly translate video game stories from consoles to cinema. Was it really a failure?
I guess, yeah, kind of. Because it, I don't think that movie did very well.
I wonder.
And it actually kind of hurt some of their careers. I don't know the box office numbers on it, but I don't think it was good.
I don't think it hurt their careers. Whose careers did it hurt?
It did. There was actually an article about the directors that made that movie. They couldn't work again.
Well, the directors, yeah. Well, from my understanding, right, I watched a couple of YouTube videos about it, how they go into like the making and the behind the scenes, right? And apparently, like the screenplay kept getting rewritten, and the directors, there was like 2 directors, and then like they were fighting, and then someone else came in. It was like a whole mess, right? So I could understand if these idiots who ultimately, fucking sabotage their own movie, basically like, hey, I don't want to deal with you guys, right? We had to get other directors in because you guys were being jackasses, and then those directors couldn't save the shit that you did. But I mean, as far as like John Leguizamo, did it really hurt his career? No. I would think the pest hurt his career more than anything.
Right, yeah.
Bob Hoskins has gone on to, ever since Mario, to do things, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't say it hurt those the actors' careers, no.
Even the chick who played Princess Daisy, she went on to do a couple of things, right? So,
I don't even know the actress who plays Daisy.
Samantha Mathis.
Okay.
She was in a couple of movies and stuff. I mean, Dennis Hopper obviously didn't hurt his careers.
Right, yeah.
And I'm looking at the names of the directors and stuff. I don't think there were anybody. They were like nobodies.
Yeah, there were nobodies. But I mean, like, they didn't, even though it was a bad movie, most people kind of move on. so they didn't get any work at all.
Yeah, but what I'm saying by me saying that they're nobodies, they might have already been bad at their jobs already, or like
Right.
the reason they didn't move on is not necessarily the movie's fault. It might just
Mhm.
be they are also shitty at the things that they do, right?
Right.
But it had a $42 to $48 million budget, and it only brought in $38.9 million. I am glad to say that I was one of those people that paid as part of that $38.9 million. I was in the theater
Oh my god.
watching Super Mario. It's like, yeah, there's Toad. It's awesome.
Well, probably also bombed too because I mean at that point Mario wasn't that old. So I think over time now, like I said, like the generational effect is why this movie did so well because there's so
Yeah.
many different demographics that like Mario now.
It was what? It was only like 7 years out from Mario's debut.
Right.
So, yeah, so that definitely hurt. There was no nostalgia for it at that time yet. Video game movies didn't really have there wasn't a breakout video game adaptation at that point yet, right? It was still a kid's thing. That's what people have to understand, right? When I grew up, my generation, video games were considered children's toys. After the crash, right? Because pre-crash, it was like teens, young adults who were like going to arcades, playing video games, right? It was the hot technology of the time in the 70s, right?
Right.
And kids kind of played it, but it was kind of expensive, so it was like it's not something you just give to a kid, right? Whereas video games crashed 1987. Suddenly, the video games were in the toy aisle at your, not Blockbuster, what the fuck, Toys R Us, right? You go to Toys R Us, in the toy aisle, in the boys section, because yes, back then we had a boys section and a girls section. There was no integrated. We all avoided the pink aisle, right? There was a pink aisle for the girls, and there was all the boy shit. So it was just considered a kids thing. So when they adapted it, they were like, just girls slap some shit together, right? And fucking kids will go see it.
Right. Well, I heard also too, like they rushed putting Yoshi in the movie because at that point Yoshi was popular, so that's why he barely appears in the movie.
Well, we got him in the movie. The new kids didn't get Yoshi, from what I'm hearing. There's no Yoshi in the new Mario movie, right?
Yeah, there's none. There's none. There's only like a quick. You see Yoshi's Island, and then at the end, well, spoilers, I guess. But at the ending, there's a post credit teasing Yoshi.
So, wasn't that what Escape from New York was? Escape from New York was kind of Metal Gear Solid, sort of. They definitely took the name Snake.
Yeah, from Escape from New York.
Anyway, I think this is gonna have legs. I think it's gonna do great. I think the critics were way off on this one. But again, the critics are a lot of times when it comes to simple things. Because when you go to film school, like my good friend Blinded is, right? You go to film school and you learn all these fancy terms and all this fancy book learning and how to break down a script and all this shit. And then you look at something simple like this, right? And you're like, this is simple.
Right.
This is for the plebes, the pedestrians.
Yeah, I think they kind of were going way too hard at this movie. It's not by all means a great movie, but if you do like Mario, I don't see why you wouldn't like this movie because there is cool sequences that you're like, oh yeah, that's like Luigi's Mansion or like an underwater Donkey Kong or Mario level. So it's like, it kind of shows that these critics probably didn't care so much about Mario.
You know what it reminds me of? It's a movie I actually shat on. So it's funny that I'm gonna say this, but in the menu, right? The menu.
Yeah.
How the whole point of the menu is how his drive towards perfection has killed his love of cooking, right? Trying to make it better and better. And how at the end he just makes that simple hamburger. And it's like the most joy he's had in so long was just making that hamburger for Anya Taylor-Joy and her appreciating it, right? Something simple. And I think that's what these critics are, right? They Mario is just a hamburger. It's not a fancy 5-star restaurant meal with fucking a sprig of parsley on your plate and nice fancy plate. It's just a hamburger. It's a big greasy
Right.
hamburger that you just enjoy, and it makes you feel good and puts a smile on your face. James Rolfe went to film school. Yeah,
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
and that's why the AVGN movie sucked.
Yeah, that was not. Oh boy. That's a whole nother story. Oh my god.
It says, will the Super Mario Brothers movie become the first movie of the year to hit $1 billion at the global box office? Many analysts believe it'll cross the coveted milestone with ease. Until the working class plumbers achieve ultimate box office glory, here are the records that were super smashed in the film's opening weekend. Oh, Variety putting a little stake on it.
Damage control for Ant-Man. Oh my
Highest
God.
grossing debut, surpassing Ant-Man at 106 million. Biggest 5-day opening. Highest grossing debut for Illumination, beating out the Minions. Ooh. Second biggest debut ever for an animated movie, outpacing 2016's Finding Dory. Highest grossing debut for a video game adaptation, outranking 2022's Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I mean, that wasn't really like Sonic put the bar up, but before Sonic, there really wasn't a high bar set.
There really wasn't. No.
Internationally, it's the biggest opening of 2023. Second biggest animated opening of all time, behind Frozen 2. Biggest Illumination opening of all time. Biggest video game opening of all time. Globally, biggest opening of 2023. Highest Illumination opening of all time. Biggest video game opening of all time. And highest animated opening weekend ever for IMAX. So what do you think? Do you think this is going to put a new like gold rush? Or are they going to like all of a sudden video game adaptations are going to start fucking flooding cinema?
I wouldn't be surprised because Hollywood learns the wrong lessons. Like they won't understand why this movie is successful until they'll just green light. They'll be like, oh, let's make a Crash Bandicoot movie. Right?
But attitude, like, hell yeah.
Yeah, right. So it's just like, I don't think that's going to work. It's not the same as Mario. I mean, there is nostalgia for Crash, but it's not, it's not Mario.
Oh, come on. We need a Crash. Just because you said that, we need a Crash Bandicoot movie, and here's why. Because I want to see the commercials. I want to see Crash like pulling up to the theater and be like, Mario movie sucks. This is the worst movie of all time. Like the old video game commercials.
Cartoons. Yeah.
Like he just pulls up to the Illumination HQ. Like, DreamWorks is better. Fuck you, Illumination.
I'm sure whatever studio can get their hands on Crash Bandicoot, they'll do that. And we'll probably get Spyro or some shit too.
Superhero movies out, video game movies in. You know what they need to adapt? Punch Out.
Yeah, there was a lot of references to Punch Out in Mario, the movie.
Because I could see a Punch Out movie. It's real simple.
Yeah.
It's just a boxing movie, right?
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, I really think after this, they'll probably do the Mario spin-offs, but the next other IP is going to be Zelda. There's without a doubt you're going to have to do Zelda, but it can't be Illumination because this movie does have a lot of Illumination quirks that are just. They could have cut that out of the movie and it would have been 10 times better.
Didn't Nintendo like open up their own animation studio or partner up with somebody?
Yeah, but that was for their games. That's for like cutscenes and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, a Zelda movie would be interesting, but what Zelda, right? Because
if I was to do it, first off, they have DreamWorks, which I think DreamWorks is a little bit more age appropriate for a lot of people, right? I mean, How to Train Your Dragon was kind of popular, so I think if they can do it, but make it a little bit more broad, like appeal to more like
more broads. Yeah, that's what we need. More broads in our movie.
No man,
there's Minecraft movie. There's supposed to be one
with Jason Momoa. It's coming out 2 years from now.
And there's a FNAF movie coming out this year, isn't there?
Yes. Yes.
which I don't know why it's coming out after Willy's Wonderland, which is the best FNAF movie that isn't a FNAF movie.
Well, I think it's probably because of the story that's in that game. So they're like, oh, we can turn this into a movie because it's like creepy and there's all types of conspiracy videos on those games. So
Oh yeah, I know, but have you
yeah.
seen Willy's Wonderland?
No, I have not seen that movie yet.
It is fantastic. Nicolas Cage. If you watch it, I
Right.
suggest you guys watch Willy's Wonderland. Nicolas Cage is the hero of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, this is how good of an actor Nicolas Cage is, right? Because he somehow is able to Nicolas Cage up the movie, and he doesn't say a single word in the whole movie. He's a silent protagonist, and he's still crazy Nicolas Cage. Like his mannerisms, like the way he moves, and like the things that he does, you're like, that's fucking Nicolas Cage, right? You could just
right,
and he doesn't say a single word. It's fantastic.
That's wild. I wanted to watch that movie. It hasn't appeared anywhere, so I could watch it.
We saw it on Amazon. Me and Max.
Yeah, I don't think it's on Amazon here. Yeah, I'm gonna check for it because I did see the trailer for it. When did it come out? 2 years ago now, like 2021.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Potion says it's a fun movie. It's fucking awesome. It is fantastic. If you like Nicolas Cage, you're gonna love this movie. It's fantastic. But back to Zelda. Like, which Zelda would you adapt, right? Because obviously the story.
Of Time. I think that's the easiest one to adapt. It makes the most amount of sense.
I think the first one would be the easiest one to adapt if you really think about it. Princess gets kidnapped.
It's not going to work though. That's really not going to work. Ocarina of Time is the one that has the more famous story and more beloved characters, in my opinion. So the first one, there's not much. It would be even more basic than the Mario movie, which I don't think that's a good idea for Zelda at all. I think people would be pissed. I would be pissed.
We talk about Zelda has the first one has all kind of people. They got Link, Zelda, Ganon, old dude in the cave.
Yeah, but it's not
old lady in the cave.
Have you you haven't played Ocarina of Time, right?
It was a joke.
I know it's a joke, but you haven't played.
I've never played Ocarina of Time.
Because if anybody in the chat has played Ocarina of Time, they could verify what I'm saying.
Potion Sword Run says Link to the Past. I think again, Link to the Past is the last one I've played, but
right,
you really like a Link to the Past. You really need. It can't be the first movie, right?
No, you could do that. That's the thing. You could either merge multiple games, or you can just have a trilogy of different stories.
56K says Link's Awakening, Herpy
Derpy. That doesn't have Zelda in it. You can't do that one first.
What you could do like a series, right? And then at the end of each season, like one season per game. So then, like at the end of the first season, like he wakes up and he's like in a different game now. It's like, where am I?
Or you could do Link's. That would go into like Link's Awakening, because Link's Awakening, he goes into what is supposed to be like a world with Mario enemies. A lot of them are like, there's like Goombas and stuff like that. So,
but isn't it like Link is like Link throughout the whole?
Right, but there's no Ganon, there's no Zelda. It's just sort of like a side story with Link.
All right. Speaking of video game adaptations, Bowser says, Jack Black, that is, he thinks a Red Dead Redemption film could rival HBO's The Last of Us.
Yeah, I guess this is a natural progression from The Last of Us.
I can see it as not a film, though, as a show.
Yeah, I could see it as a show. I was talking about like which one would they do first?
Two, obviously, because two chronologically takes place first.
Right. That's what I was thinking, and that's the one. But then you might have a problem with adapting the first game eventually, because the first game really doesn't compare to the second game story. Like I
haven't played the second game.
Yeah, so, I haven't beaten the second game, but I know the story of it. Right, so
I know some of it because I've seen Sidekick Max playing it,
Right.
but I don't really know the whole story. They could do like a combination where it's like you're following Arthur in the first game, right?
Or in the
What with like
second game.
flashbacks? No, like isn't he? Who do you play as in the first game?
You play as John.
John. Okay, so you're playing as
Yeah.
John, and then there's like flashbacks to like when he was young, like he's watching his dad do the shit from the game 2 or whatever.
Well, John is somewhat in the second game.
He's at like the second half of it though, right?
Right.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the Arthur stuff, like those will be like flashbacks.
Mm-hmm. I guess.
Well, you say you can't go if you adapt the second game and you do that first. Then you said the first game is going to fall flat. The storyline, right? I don't see them doing the first game and then going back and doing the second game as like the sequel series or the prequel series, right? Because again, if the first game falls flat, why would you start with that? Why would you start with the weak thing?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, and then on top of that, too, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a prequel, so it would be weird. It'd be like starting with The Last of Us Part 2, even though it's
Yeah.
Just do the second game that is a prequel first, and then lead into the first game. But then you would have to slightly rewrite the first game to be on par with the second game. So that might be hard to do because I think the guy who was the guy that was at Rockstar, something House, is it Dan House was his name?
I think so.
Yeah, that guy left Rockstar, so I don't know if he would be interested in making.
When they pull up a dump truck full of money to his house, I'm sure he'll be interested.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably the best idea is to get some of these creators involved.
Jake says do Red Dead Revolver.
Yeah, I've never played Red Dead Revolver, so I can't even really speak to that.
It's not that good.
Yeah.
You ever play the game Gun?
No.
My God, it was so bad. It has a scalping mechanic.
Right.
And it's like there's no point in it. You can just scalp people, and it's just like you collect their scalps, and they're like, what do you do with it? Nothing.
Nothing. Oh boy, pointless mechanic.
Yeah. I think the only thing that it does, like if you scalp X amount, like you unlock a Native American costume or some shit, and that was it. Like that was the end of the. And I think you get it early enough that it's like so now like 70% of the game you don't need to scalp anybody.
Right.
All right, so the iconic comedian Jack Black wants to see an adaptation of Rockstar's Red Dead Redemption, arguing that it just might offer audiences a stronger story than HBO's The Last of Us. Ooh, shots fired. He's being anti-woke. He said, Last of Us too woke, Red Dead Redemption, not woke. Jack Black's our guy. He's our guy.
No, man.
What was Kyle Gass in the movie? You've seen Super Mario, right?
Yeah. Kyle Gass?
Yeah. He's the other half of Tenacious D. Every movie that Jack Black's in, like Kyle Gass is always.
No, he's not. He wasn't. No.
I bet you if you look, he's like played like some minor character. Because like even like Shallow Hell, right? One of the guys that works in the office is Kyle Gass.
Right.
Like he always makes an appearance in Jack Black's movies because they're a duo. It's like whenever I go somewhere, you're always in the background.
What the hell?
I'm Jack Black. I'm just saying I'm the Jack Black of the group. You're Kyle Gass. The one people kind of know, but not really. They're like, they'll recognize you, but they don't know your name.
No, I recognize him, but yeah, I don't know his name. Because now I had to like Google it and see. And I'm like, yeah, I seen him. Didn't know that was his name.
Ooh, 56 says, I read a comment that someone said Star Wars turned into Make-A-Wish for celebs.
Damn. That's accurate.
Part of the death of the Mandalorian.
Yeah, that episode with him, that was awful. What were they thinking?
Who knows? Let's go on. It says, Black recently spoke with the BBC about his appearance in a Super Mario Bros. Movie and video game adaptations in general. He discussed the success of HBO's The Last of Us and stated that the iconic gaming series Red Dead Redemption deserves its own high-end adaptation. Maybe there's going to be a Red Dead Redemption movie. There should be, stated Black, before claiming that the Rockstar Studios game has just as good, if not even better, story than The Last of Us.
You know what's
And
funny?
at that point, Jack Black was canceled by the Twitter mob.
You know, it's funny. He didn't mention the other video game adaptation that he's in that no one knows what's happening. I'm not even gonna mention the name of it just to see if people could guess what game he's gonna be or adaptation of a game that he's gonna be in.
He's going to be in another adaptation?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, this movie's in development hell, and they already shot this movie. I don't know what the hell's happening. I'm kind of pissed because I actually like these games.
Goosebumps? Yeah.
No, game. It has to be a game.
Fuck if I know. I'm looking at his Wikipedia page right now. Borderlands. He's in the Borderlands game.
Borderlands. Yep.
He plays
He's supposed to be Claptrap.
Yeah.
Yeah, they shot this movie 2 years ago, and it still hasn't come out yet because they have severe issues with finishing the movie, which sucks because what the fuck? Like, it's not that hard to make a Borderlands movie. Like, just take what was in the game. I mean, obviously you got to cut some stuff out, but
I think again it depends on which game they're gonna adapt. Right?
It seems like it's like a mix of the first and the second game because you have. I mean, the thing is the characters from the first game are in the second game, right? They play like a supporting role in the second game, and then you play as new characters in the second game. So the thing is, like, you're going to obviously adapt the second game because of the villain, Handsome Jack, right? And all the weird shit that happens in that game compared to the first one. The first one, it's just it just
but
doesn't
if you're
have the same tone.
If you were going to do that, wouldn't you start with where the Handsome Jack is a hero before he becomes a villain?
Not necessarily, because you kind of have to establish him as a villain. Like the way it was in the game was they established him as a villain first, and then you went into the pre-sequel.
Yeah, I understand it, but for movies, right? For the general audience, it would work better for a general audience, I think, in my opinion, to see him as a hero, and then so you like him, and then when he becomes the villain, you're like, oh no, I like that guy. That was the guy I was rooting for. Versus he's a villain, and you're like,
he's not really like a hero though in the pre-sequel. He's just sort of like
he's the main character,
dickhead, and then eventually he turns into no. He's not. He's. Hold on, let me make sure.
I'm pretty sure he's one of the main characters.
He's one character that you could play. Because that's the one game I didn't beat. That one and 3. I had like 3 is sitting on my shelf and I never played it. Yeah, he is one of the characters that you could play. Wait. Yeah, you can.
And he's in Borderlands 3.
I don't know. I don't know if that would really work. It's the second game with him as a villain is everybody likes him as a villain just because he's a dickhead and he just has some like really funny lines. I don't even actually, now that I think about it, is he even cast in the movie? Because they already cast everybody.
It's got to be. You said the movie's made, right?
Oh, I don't think actually he's in the movie. Let me see. I see the cast list. Unless they kept it a secret, he's not on the cast list.
Is it a live action movie?
It's a live action movie. Because also too, like Kevin Hart's supposed to be playing Roland, which a lot of people made fun of because it's like, no offense, but Kevin Hart is really sure to play fucking Roland, and he's a serious character. So it's like, why would you get Kevin Hart? A little bit weird. Everyone else, it was like, I guess it kind of makes sense. Like Jack Black as Claptrap. He's already an annoying character anyway, so what else? Kate Blanchett as Lilith. Ugh.
Nah.
When I saw that, I was like, yeah, that might be interesting.
I don't think so. Moving on. He also stated that the video game. Well, hold on. The School of Rockstar elaborated on why he thinks HBO's adaptation of the Naughty Dog's title was so acclaimed, claiming its success came from its accuracy to the source material. Didn't they change a lot of stuff?
No, they didn't.
I thought they changed the way the virus worked and the whole mask and
there's one change they did take away, which was spores, but they said they were going to add it back in the second game, which, to be honest, makes a little bit more sense, because in the second game you're in Seattle, which is mostly around water, so it would make sense to have spores.
Like I said, I haven't watched Last of Us. I've never played the games either.
No, it's pretty. There's only slight changes, but the rest of it's the exact same thing as the game. Like, it really doesn't change much. Besides that one, they spores does kind of change. Like when you take that away, because you have to wear gas masks in the Last of Us universe in the games to get around. But yeah, I'm sure they took that away because they couldn't afford all the clickers and having the actors wearing a gas mask all the time. It just would be weird.
And Pedro Pascal's like, fuck that, I wore a mask for Mandalorian.
Yeah, probably the reason.
It's basically all from the game with just a couple of tweaks, and that the show used the game as a storyboard for the story and visuals, which made him think, whoa, this looks just like the same. Well, didn't what's his name write the game and the show basically?
Yeah, Neil Druckmann wrote some episodes of the show, but it was mostly Craig Mazin.
Yeah, but Neil Druckmann was like really in there, right?
Yeah, he directed one episode, which was a pretty good episode.
I'm pretty sure Cuckman was like overseeing everything.
Yeah, he has a creator credit on the show.
I just wanted to keep saying Cuckman, that's all.
No, man.
Sunny says, did you two see the Super Mario? How is it super woke? I heard it turned out great. It did turn out great. It's a
joke.
It's a joke.
Yeah, I seen the movie, yeah.
56K says the School of Rockstar, lol. That's like saying Half-Baked Star. Yeah. School of Rock's a good movie. They're going to be like a 20th reunion or something they're working on.
Yeah, something like that.
He also stated that video game adaptations are something he believes will play a big role in the industry in the coming years.
Oh, boy. I mean,
in the future, film and television are going to keep going towards using the stories told in video games because that market seems to be growing and growing exponentially. Black expresses intrigue about where the entertainment industry will go in the next 20 to 30 years, but was confident that we will be seeing more storytelling from the gaming universe.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. I don't think this is a good thing. I don't think there's a lot. Like, there's a few properties that you could, turn into movies. There's not a lot of Marios out there, right?
Well, even Mario, like, there's not a lot of story to Mario, right? So if there's a lot of games that just have no story whatsoever, does it really make sense to adapt them?
Yeah, but Mario, like you said, part of the reason Mario is so successful is because it's multi-generational.
Right.
And there's not a lot of, when I say there's not a lot of Marios, there's not a lot of other franchises that have extended from the NES era till now, right? What do you got? You got Zelda,
right.
Metroid. I'm hard pressed to think anything else.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they're
Fantasy
actually working
Star?
on. I heard they're working on a Mega Man game. Since you did talk about how you played Mega Man just now.
Mega Man, yeah, that one did, but Mega Man is so. It's just like typical like robot.
I think sooner or later, I wouldn't be surprised if they announce like a Final Fantasy live action Netflix show or some shit. I think that's gonna happen.
Jay Cutts has a good idea. He says they should turn the Spider-Man game into a movie. Could be huge.
Yeah, I think that's what they are trying to do.
Could you imagine if they made the Spider-Man game into a movie and then made a game adaptation of the movie?
Oh god!
You've seen the movie based on the game. Now play the game based on the movie. Based on the game.
Oh fuck me! Oh god! If that ever happens one day with the game, I hope people riot.
Jay Cutts says, "Damn, they ruined comic books and Star Wars. Are they going to ruin video games now? They already ruined video games.
Yeah.
Yes, the answer is yes.
We'll get like another Doom movie,
Oh,
but it will be accurate because it will have Doom guy and he won't talk.
Yeah, like that's the thing with Link. Like Link doesn't talk, right? So
yeah, that's my one. If they do the Zelda movie, Link should not talk. You should not get an actor for Link because it just doesn't make sense. Like that's like a character trait of his.
yeah,
Because
get a mime to play Link.
Yeah, get a mime.
But
in Breath of the Wild, they have actors like voice actors now, and Link doesn't talk at all.
What's the little thing that flies around that everyone's
Navi.
Always Navi? Get
Yeah,
like someone really
Navi.
Annoying to play Navi. Have him talking in the whole movie, like never shutting up. Howie Mandel for Navi.
Howie Mandel.
This shit.
Holy shit! Oh god.
First game in Rockstar's Red Dead Redemption saga debuted in 2010 and earned widespread critical acclaim for the complexity of its protagonist, John Marston, as well as not talking about Red Dead Revolver, which is actually the first game in the franchise, technically. Mm-hmm. The prequel went into development, began shortly.
What?
That's literally what it says. Yeah, I'm confused too. It says the prequel went into development, began shortly after the original launch. This is Variety. No, this is CBR.
No, this is CBR.
Yeah, Comic Book Resources editor.
Just cut that line. That's confusing because if you didn't know about Red Dead Redemption 2 being a prequel, that you didn't.
All you got to do is you put the prequel, which went into development. Forget this began, because this began doesn't belong here.
Just cut the sentence. The entire sentence is just like, what the hell?
Titled Red Dead Redemption 2, the prequel game followed Arthur Morgan in the last days of the Vanderlyn gang, culminating in a lead-in to the first game. HBO's The Last of Us concluded its first season with the episode Look for the Light on March 13, 2023, helmed by the creator of Chernobyl, Craig Mazin, and the game's original writer, Neil Cook.
This is filler bullshit. Like, who cares?
They have to hit the 500-word limit or else... I don't know if you don't know. A lot of people don't know this, right? Let me peel back the veil. Let me open the curtain and expose something here, right? So when I signed up for AdSense on my website, right, it specifically said that if an article is not of a certain length, you will not get ad revenue for clicks on that article.
Damn.
Right. So literally, if it's how like it'll be like a short thing, like, oh, Jack Black said go fuck yourself, right? That's literally like the whole article because that's it. That's why you have to add like, oh, Jack Black, who starred in 2010's fucking Jumanji, and Jumanji, which if you remember, had fucking the late actor, fucking what the hell's his name, Nanu from Mork and Mindy.
No clue.
Come on, he's the fucking funny guy. Named his daughter Zelda.
Oh, Robin Williams.
Williams, right? It'll be like Jumanji, which starred Robin Williams, who died, and blah blah. Like, so like you have this huge, long fucking filler thing because you need to get the ad revenue. Because
I had no clue that was a requirement, but even so,
yeah, that's why they do it. Because the thing is, if it's a real short article, right? The idea would be that you would go there and read it, and you'd be done before you got the ads caught your eye. The longer you're there reading an article, the higher the chance that you would click an ad because you'd be looking at it longer.
Right.
Robin
Williams. But even then, just why can't you write?
Did you say the Nanu guy? Tony, you're an old man. I am an old man. Mork and Mindy, which we all know is a spinoff from Happy Days, because Mork from Ork was the alien that Fonzie saw. That's how old I am. I'm that old.
Yeah, I was drawing a blank on that one.
Either way, Comic Book Resources, fix your shit.
Right. Yeah, that was just bullshit filler. Good Lord.
And Dennis D says he grew up watching Mork. See, not the only one. I've looked at the analytics. We skew towards an older crowd anyway. This is an article from Entertainment Tonight. I warned you guys that this was going to happen. You didn't listen. Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn break up after 6 years of dating. Exclusive. Now, we're not going to get into the article.
The fuck?
I know you guys were laughing when I said I hit up Taylor Swift on Instagram. You guys were laughing and saying, "Oh, Tony's full of shit. Tony, he's the frog is just talking out of his ass." Is it a coincidence? I hit up Taylor on Instagram. Now she's breaking up with her boyfriend. I'm just saying. When you hear that song about a Mexican frog, you'll know who it's really about.
Not wife material. Oof.
Yeah, that's what I hit her up. I was like, "Hey, what's up, Tay-Tay?" I hit her up on Instagram, and next thing you know, she's dumping her boyfriend. I can't help it. Some of us have natural machismo, charisma, just oozing. So, yeah. Poor Joe. He's losing out.
I don't even know who this guy is.
Doesn't matter.
So, rip to him.
Rip to him. All I gotta say though is don't ever doubt the frog. When the frog tells you something, you know he's on the level. Dating phase ends at about the 5-month mark. After that, it's a relationship. Not really. I mean, you should, gentlemen, men, all men out there. If I can impart, there's 7 people watching. If I can impart any sort of wisdom to the young men out there, never stop dating your girlfriend or wife. Right? Seriously. Because a lot of guys, right, like 56K is like the dating phase ends, right? You fall into this this rut, this lull, right? When you're dating, you're trying to impress her. You're trying to keep her interested. You're courting her, right? The pursuit, as it were, right? And you want to keep that up. You want to keep the pursuit up. You want her to always feel like you're chasing after her, like you want her. She's desirable to you. That's how you keep her happy. So there it is, fellas. That's the secret. Any questions?
None.
Usually
that's
I charge
for the
usually charge $19.99 for one of those.
Oh, that's way too expensive for that.
For the hell no. You know how many guys out there don't got, they're losing relationships. Women are cheating on them. They're running out.
Sad rip.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you listen to Tony, you listen to Papa Tony. He tells you how it is, sets you straight. $19.99. Andrew Tate charges way more than that for Tate University.
Everybody's getting scammed for relationship advice, left, all over the place. Just
Frog University. Look at this. I'm imparting wisdom free. Just dropping nuggets. You never know when I'm going to drop a little nugget on you.
Oh man! All you need now is to go bald and smoke a cigar.
Whoa! Never gonna do that.
Yeah.
The bald part. I might smoke a cigar.
Nah, you got to be bald.
Now, 56 says stimulate the taco and the mind. If not, you're going to lose her to a pool boy. Well, myself in comics says I am a woman. That's why the advice wasn't for you. Yeah. But I will say, gentlemen, always ring her doorbell before you go inside the house. And if you know, you know. All right. Peaches from Super Mario Brothers movie is eligible for Oscar's Best Original Song. It's funny because the first time I heard this song, right, I was like, why is Bowser singing bitches?
It does sound like that.
Right?
Yes.
I was like, because I seen it was like a goofy animation. It's like, bitches, bitches, bitches. I was like, man, is this in the movie? This can't be in the movie, right? Like, this has got to be like a joke. And then Sidekick Max like, hey, check out Jack Black singing the song, right? And I'm like,
Right.
Why? Because it doesn't even make sense. Like, because her name is Princess Peach. It's not
Yeah,
Princess Peaches.
he calls her Peaches, like a nickname in the movie.
Yeah,
But
but
like, yeah,
nicknames are always shorter than the actual name, right? Like, what nickname
I
is
guess.
longer than the regular name?
Well, I guess they call her full name would be Princess Peach, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, this when this scene happens in the movie, me and my friends were laughing because it did sound like bitches, like bitches, 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 and we're just like, what the fuck was this like done intentionally, so like people could hear that because it just doesn't sound right.
It's the way Jack Black sounds. And I could see him like trolling to like make it like just close enough where you can't really tell.
Right.
But it'll be eligible for Oscar's Best Original Song. You think they're going to go for it?
They probably will go for it. I mean, there's a music video and everything. Just go for it.
Is Peaches from Super Mario Brothers movie one of the first Oscars Original Song contenders of the year? The ultimate power ballad sung by Jack Black as the evil Bowser will be eligible to submit for Best Original Song consideration at the Oscars. Universal has confirmed to Variety. Peaches is all about Bowser's unrequited love and the subject of his adoration, Princess Peach, voiced by Anya Taylor-Joy, who is the ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom. The song is co-written by Black, the film's directors Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelinek, as well as Eric Osmond and John. That many people to write the song?
Yeah.
It's not a very complicated song, right?
Right. That's wild. They probably did some rewrites or some shit, or
they just like everybody throw your name on this song. We're gonna get an Oscar. We want to put as many people on the fucking song as possible.
Oh my god!
Because I mean, I don't know these people, right? So I would assume this is an assumption, but I would assume that Jack Black, being the musician, would have written the music, right? So then, what would be left would be the words, right? The words,
the lyrics.
Yeah, the lyrics aren't very.
There's one word. That's it.
So I don't see how like he's like, hey, I got this great melody, this great beat. I need help with the words. Here's what I got so far, guys. Peaches, 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 peaches. They're like, yeah, do that, but make sure you give me credit because I agreed.
Oh boy.
He's like, you know what? After peaches, why don't you put peaches, and then put it two more times?
That's a very good idea. Damn. I'm gonna write that down. I'm sure that's how it happened.
Jay Cut says, God, I love Anya Taylor-Joy. She is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. She's no Taylor Swift, but she's close.
No, man.
It's no Effort Gently. It's not. No. That is a good song, though, by Jack Black.
No, man.
I love Tenacious D. I used to watch them way back when they were on, like, I think it was like Showtime or HBO or something. Maybe it was Cinemax. It's one of those channels. They had the little TV show, Tenacious D.
Right.
Used to love them. Love them. That's how old I am, because I'm an old man. In the movie, Bowser is sitting at his piano belting out his ballad. He sings, Peach, you're so cool, and with my star, you're gonna rule. Peach, understand I'm gonna love you till the very end. Princess Peach, at the end of the line, I'll make you mine. The chorus is Bowser hilariously singing Peaches in various keys. He continues, Mario, Luigi, and Donkey Kong too. 1,000 troops of Koopa couldn't keep me from you. So there you go. See, they helped with those lyrics.
Oh, boy.
Since the music video was released on April 7th, it has received over 5 million views on YouTube and is currently number 2 on the trending page for music. Watch a clip. No, I'm not going to watch a clip for the movie. I'm not going to get flagged. Oh, my God. We got flagged so hard for we played City Hunter, a little bit of the movie on Saturday. The scene where Jackie Chan, he's fighting the bad guy, and the guy turns into Ken from Street Fighter. Then he like eventually turns into Chun-Li.
Right.
We got flagged like to hell and back for that shit. While it's still too early in the Oscars game, you should never say never to silly songs. In the past, Stu's song by Ed Helms from The Hangover, Blame Canada from South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, and Everything is Awesome from the Lego Movie have all been eligible for original Oscar song consideration.
How is Everything is Awesome a silly song? That song went hard. It was a fucking good song. And the thing is, and it's a little bit weird that by the way, the lyrics that you read,
Yeah.
that wasn't in the movie. He just says peaches.
Yeah, I know. That's
Yeah.
I was confused myself. I was like, okay, maybe this is an extended cut.
Yeah, maybe there is. I mean, like I
Damn,
said, there's
Bowser's a
music
simp.
video. He is. He's a massive simp.
Yeah, Myself in Comics is reminding us that Tristan, Nerdette's newsstand, is monetized again.
No.
So congratulations to Nerdette. Also, very coincidentally, I made a video about her being demonetized, and a couple days later, she got monetized. I'm not saying that it's due to me. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's a very big coincidence that she was demonetized and she kept trying to be monetized. And then when I happened to make a video about it, and then my good friend Susan Wojcicki, who used to be in charge of YouTube, saw the video, suddenly she's monetized again. That's all I'm saying. So congratulations to Nerdette. Also, apparently people can't tell when I'm like trolling and telling jokes. Like I'm too good at like saying things in a tone.
They take you too serious.
Yeah. The one day I went into a Nerdette stream, and she's talking, she's doing her thing. She's like blah 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 blah. Right? She's doing her stuff, and I'm like, "There's no audio." And I typed in the chat, I was like, "No audio," and she's like, "What? What? There's no audio?" I'm like, "I can't hear anything you're saying. Like, why are you playing the game without no audio?" And she's like, "What?" She's like going through like. And everyone else is typing like we can hear you. Like she's like, no, I can't. What's going on? And like it was like 5 minutes. She's like, oh, you're fucking with me, huh? Like yeah.
No man.
She sent them an appeal, calling them out and cussing them, and got monetized the next morning. Yeah, I mean that's a thing that happened. Me and Susan saw that. Me and Susu, we were eating sushi. And that's what I call her. You know, she's a good friend of the channel, Susan Wojcicki.
But she's not the CEO anymore.
You think she doesn't have access to the current CEO? You think that she doesn't give advice? She's not on call?
No. Some shady shit then.
Come on. No audio is a problem she has. Sometimes she would take that serious. Yeah, I know she does. That's why
it's a joke. Yeah.
But you do that to a lot of people that they'll fall for it. All right. Speaking of the Mario movie, did you know that the Mario movie was super woke?
It was woke.
It's woke. Now, I want you to really pay attention to the lower right hand. So first, we got to note that the upper right or upper left-hand corner, this Jeremy Griggs thumbnail is not a Jeremy Griggs thumbnail. This has been floating around on Twitter. This is where I got this from Twitter. But this is a Isaac Multiverse of Movies thumbnail. Yes. You can see in the little corner here, this is Isaac's logo. So this is not a real Jeremy Griggs Geeks and Gamer thumbnail. This is an Isaac making fun of them.
This is him trolling.
And apparently people have picked up on this thumbnail and thought that this was a serious thumbnail and have included this in this other montage of thumbnails. But these are real thumbnails here. I want you to pay attention to this one. Insufferable Girl Boss.
That one, I clicked on that video. Oh boy.
Because that's the new thumbnail.
Yeah. Or the new... did they change the thumbnail or is it just the title?
The thumbnail and that's the thumbnail now. Girl Boss? ?
Wait, go back to the other one. Oh, they didn't have the question mark, right?
And the other one said Insufferable Girl Boss.
Right.
So they got rid of the Unsufferable and just made it Girl Boss?
Yeah, because I read through the comments and people are shitting on them because they're like, are you like dumb?
Yeah.
Like, it's such a weird criticism. Even when they showed that in the trailer, it was like, really? Like, you're going to complain about that? A character who's been known? Like, you could play Princess Peach in Mario 2.
Yeah.
Like,
well, not really Mario, the American Mario.
Whatever. Whatever.
Also, she has her own game, right? Super Princess Peach.
Yeah, which I'm sure most people actually didn't know because it didn't sell well, but yeah.
You could play her in all the Mario Kart games.
Yeah, in Mario 3D World.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this isn't necessarily a new thing. And also, too, I think it would be pretty bad if she was the damsel in distress.
Well, I think it would be pretty bad if you hired Anya Taylor-Joy, and then you're like, "Hey, you got like 6 lines because you're off screen the whole time. You're just in Bowser's castle sitting
Right.
around." Right? Like, they probably were like, "Hey, we hired this lady. She should probably earn her money. Probably let her
Yeah.
speak a few lines." But yes, this whole crew, like we were talking about this earlier, right? When I said this is a reason why I think the movie didn't open as strong as it could have. I honestly, even though it had a huge opening, right? Obviously, I think it could have had a higher opening, but a lot of people saw other people's, your geeks and gamers, your Melanie Max, your fucking quartering, Yellow Flash, Umbrella Guy, Critical Drinker. All those people were like, "Oh my god, Mario's gonna be super woke," and blah 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 blah, right? Before the movie came out, before they had seen anything other than a few snippets in the trailer. So a lot of people, a lot of their fans, they have a big audience. Their audience is like, "Oh, they told me it was woke." And Ripa, what does Ripa say? Don't give your money to those wokies. The wokies.
The wokies.
The wokies get your money. That's it, right? And he even said, Ripa even went as far as to say, don't give your money to the wokies, even if they don't make a woke product, because they'll take your money
and make
use
a woke product
and spend it on woke stuff, right?
All right. Oh boy.
So I do think that this hurt what was a good movie, and it hurt it in a lot of ways. And now it's getting all of them have turned around and said, "Oh my God, Super Mario Brothers is great. It's crushing Disney. It taught Disney a lesson. It crushed all that woke shit. Mario's fucking super great, not woke."
Oh God. So what are they gonna call Zelda woke? Is that gonna be the next thing when they do?
It's gonna have a picture of Link and it's gonna say, "Excuse me, princess." Legend of Zelda, super woke. Legend of wokeness.
Oh God.
Ocarina of woke.
Ocarina of the woke waker.
Yeah.
Some shit like that.
Wokeness of time. So yeah. Look.
Breath of the wokeness.
Yeah, I get it, right? I was over there. I was on that side. A lot of people don't realize this, but I was anti-SJW. I was fucking, I wouldn't say alt-right, but damn, I was damn near close, right? I was alt-right adjacent. Okay. And then one day I was like, man, I am mad at a lot of shit. And I couldn't, there was nothing for me to watch, right? It's like, watch it on TV? No, because it's woke, right?
It's because it's woke.
You want to play a video game? Can't play video games. It's fucking woke. Read comics, they're all woke, right? It's like, what am I? There's nothing for me to do. It's like nothing. My life was empty because everything was woke. I mean, everything's fucking woke. And then at some point I was like, this is stupid. And especially because at the time, right? When I was deep in the culture war, right? The idea was, well, the new stuff is woke. Just play the old games, right? And you know how I already feel about playing old shit, right? Like, I'm not gonna sit there playing fucking Space Invaders, right? Like, you're going to play Space Invaders instead of fucking Red Dead Redemption, because Red Dead Redemption had an NPC that was like handing out flyers for women suffragettes. It was like, oh shit, the game's fucking woke.
They did say that about that game, yes. Oh my God.
So at some point I was like, this is stupid. And then like with the hypocrisy with all this going on, right? I started seeing the cracks, right? I was like, wait a minute. That guy said last week that this was woke, but this week he's saying it's okay.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, same team, guys, same team.
We've pointed that out before because they didn't say that No Way Home was woke, but it is woke because there's race bending in it. So you have to say that movie's woke, but they didn't. They're like, oh, you see, it's a success and it was a great movie and blah, blah, blah. And it's like,
oh my God, No Way Home is so fucking woke.
Yeah.
Look, by the definitions of wokeness, right? Like, like first off, you can't say that the race bending of MJ, because we all know, I don't give a shit what they say, what they call the character, Michelle, fucking Mary, Maria, fucking Molly,
whatever it is.
Whatever you want to call it. She's MJ. There's no fucking Mary Jane in that universe. She's fucking Mary Jane, right?
Yeah.
Let's not play dumb. So you race bent that character. Ned Leeds was race bent.
Right.
Then in No Way Home, you had both MJ and Ned Leeds basically telling Doctor Strange, he's a fucking idiot. That they don't know what they're doing, right? We're gonna figure this out because you're stupid, Doctor Strange. And then Ned Leeds picks up a sling ring and just like, I know magic now.
Right.
Then
also Electro, yeah.
I was just gonna get to that.
Yeah.
I was gonna get to the Electro was race swap too, right? And again, previous movies, the complaint was race swapping Electro woke, right? So this is the same Electro who's still woke, right? He doesn't all of a sudden he went through a universal gate and he's no longer woke, right? Like,
yeah.
I'm getting
so they pick and choose, right? And
yeah, if it's a success, it's not woke.
Right.
If it fails, then it's woke.
Right. Yeah.
Woke means failed. Success means not woke.
Like they'll probably deem. Oh, actually, no. Guardians of the Galaxy is woke. Because
no, that's a success. Everyone loves it.
Well, we'll see when that comes out. But they were saying it was woke because of Nebula, because it looks like she's trans, even though she isn't.
She looked like she added a little weight. Didn't she just have a baby or something?
No, I don't think so. I don't really know, actually.
Talking about the actor.
Yeah, I know the actor. I think she said that she just did the pose and she thought it looked cool, and that was it. It was just like her in this really weird position. So then they were like, "Oh, you see, she has no boobs, so it's woke." So because she has no boobs, and it's like, well, she does have boobs. It's just not highlighted, or like the pose is weird, right? So I don't know, man. Some of these complaints about what is woke and all this stuff. Yeah, I know she's a cyborg, but like the
also,
pose
Karen
made her
Gillian
look like a man.
She doesn't have very big boobs to begin with, right?
Right. Yeah.
She doesn't have a very big ass. She's kind of flat.
I mean, she's kind of tall, so
yeah.
It's just, I don't know. That was like a really weird thing to nitpick. It's like,
well, Jake Cuts. Here's what I heard. Right, I don't know if Blind had heard this, but I heard this was the rumor going around that what they were going to say was that Nebula, like after the last movie, she upgraded her cybernetics to man cybernetics, and that's why she looked like that. That she was a trans cyborg character. Man. So
I guess that, I mean, we would have to watch the movie and find out, but regardless,
I don't think I think, like you said, I think she just was posed weird. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could see that happening, but it would just be weird. Like, why just like randomly throw that in? Because it's never been alluded to in the past before. But
because that's just them reaching for shit, right? They need something. So they left it as it was. Oh, they could fix it with Photoshop. That's what I missed. Right? Though they left it. As it. I think they really didn't care, right? They were just like, whatever.
Yeah, she's in the background, right? Like she's a background character, not like the main focus.
So. Aaron says also the clothing they wear makes them seem like they have bigger boobs than they really do.
Yeah. That one it didn't, right? Like there was no. It's hard to look with what she was wearing, right? She's just wearing this long shirt that's like tight. So
it looked a little baggy. It didn't look tight. It looked like.
It looked kind of tight around her chest, and then the way that her arm was going up, it made it look like it was more of a guy chest. Like that's how I saw it, right? So I'm like, I can see what they were talking about, but at the same time, like, why would you care? Like, we already know the character's she's a female, right? Like, and the thing is, that character's never had any sort of like relationship, or like they never explored her sexuality in the MCU, so. Does it really matter? Like, who cares?
Well, in the trailer for the movie, they had Star-Lord hitting.
Oh yeah, hitting on her. Yeah, that's because he's desperate. But yeah,
he's desperate. He'll hit on anything, huh?
Yeah,
even a man.
Even a man. Oh my god!
I mean, it is. I'll bring up.
Pull it up. Pull it up.
Because I think it is a weird pose. God damn it.
It is a weird pose. Right. Especially with what the other characters are doing. Like they're just sort of like chilling, right? And she's actually posing. So it's like weird. It's like, why would you do that? Why not just like?
Here's what I think. I think because it's tucked in, right?
Yeah.
And maybe because she is, again, she's not very chesty, right? So if she's not wearing anything to make her boobs bigger, like a push-up bra or like,
And also too,
she,
she's turning her hips.
yeah.
So it's like it's almost like she's like.
So what I'm saying is because she's got small boobs, I think it looks like it's just sitting flat, and like her stomach and boobs are at an even point, right?
Mm. But yeah, it's. I mean, then why not complain about Mantis then? Because you can't really see her boobs too.
Because she's a bug, and you don't want to see bug boobs.
No boy.
So there you go. I mean, heels versus babyface probably has bigger boobs.
Yeah, and he was complaining about that.
So. Hugh Super J says they managed to finally make Karen Gillian not attractive. Job well done.
Man.
I don't know. For some reason, I think I'm not into bald chicks. Like her husky voice and this look, I think she looks hot as Nebula. And I like redheads. I think she looks hot as Nebula. I would do Mantis. Really, the bug?
Because she's got those freaky powers. That's why. Aaron's a freaky guy.
Isn't Valkyrie trans? No, Valkyrie's not trans. She's gay. Bisexual, I think.
I don't even think there's a trans character in the MCU as of right now.
Trying to think. Might be.
I really can't think of any. Maybe it's like maybe they
No, there is. I mean, well, there's not a main character, but there is the bride that was in She-Hulk. She's trans.
Right. But I mean like a main character.
No, because none of the characters are. Like none of the actors are trans, right? All the main characters are played by normal. You know what I mean? They're played by people that are not trans.
Yes.
Karen is hot in Jumanji. She is.
Damn. Aaron's just coming in talking about boobs and who's hot and who he would do. It's like, damn.
All right. Speaking of hot and who you would do. Damn it. There it is. Jack Black pitches Pedro Pascal to voice Wario in Super Mario Bros. Sequel. Says it's not a given. Bowser returns. Oof.
I guess I could see it. His voice isn't. I don't know. His voice is a little too soft for Wario. I think it has to be someone that's like the opposite of Chris Pratt.
Well, here's what I would say, right? And now this is just me, but I think Chris Pratt should voice Wario.
That actually might be a good idea. I could see something like that.
And you obviously you would tweak it and change it, but I think because the two characters are so closely tied, and when it was originally conceived that he's like evil Mario or whatever,
right?
So I think that would be like, oh my god, like they kind of sound alike, and they could even add to like the confusion because there's got to be a confusion element to like Wario showing up in the movie, right?
Right.
Like maybe even like they're like, hey, Mario's like causing trouble on the other end of the Mushroom Kingdom, and Mario's like, what the fuck you talking about? I've been here in the castle with Daisy or with fucking Peach the whole time, right? Mm-hmm. So like people like the Mushroom Kingdom because they only know he's like he's an outsider, he's a small Italian dude in overalls, and like they think Wario's Mario.
Right. I actually like that idea, and then you can also get Charlie Day to do Waluigi.
I love Waluigi.
Yeah, same. So I actually like that idea. I think they should go for that because Pedro Pascal, I think he could play another character. His voice is just kind of soft. It doesn't say Wario. Wario's like very rambunctious and very loud.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He could play Wart from Super Mario 2. The Toad.
The Toad, yeah.
Yeah.
They haven't really used that character outside of that game.
No, they've used some of the other characters from.
Yeah, they use Birdo, right?
Yeah, Birdo, the shy guy.
Yeah.
Some of the bosses were in the TV show. The animated movies,
like
and stuff.
the mouse.
Yeah.
Was there a mouse, and then what was the other one?
The 3-headed snake.
Right.
We're not going to go through the article. It's basically, hey, Pedro Pascal to be fucking Wario.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure the next movie, I wouldn't be. I mean, yeah, I guess Wario and Waluigi would be the villains, but I would kind of want to see Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr. should have been in the first movie. It just would have made more sense with the story.
But how can you have a Bowser Jr.? Doesn't he need like a wife, a Mrs.
Well,
Bowser?
that's the thing. In Mario Sunshine, Bowser lies to Bowser Jr. saying that Peach is his mom.
Yeah, no, but who is his mom?
Oh, it's never explained.
Like, is Bowser Jr. just an orphan that he found?
Probably. But it's never really explained. But there was just that plot point.
What about the Koopa kids?
Yeah, same thing with the Koopa kids. He's probably a Koopa kid that he just found.
So maybe. So Bowser goes around adopting a bunch of children. Mm. He's such a horrible guy.
Yeah, well, man, he's a piece of shit.
Mario promotes bestiality.
No,
Aaron just wants to see Bowser with the what the hell, with the little peach hat, the little princess crown.
Hat. Oh, yeah. You talking about that drawing that one? Bowsette or whatever. It's like Princess Peach merged. Yeah.
Well, because in the new Super Mario game, isn't there like a crown that like Toadette and Peach can get that makes them bigger or whatever?
They don't turn into Bowser.
No, but then the joke was that what if Bowser got the crown? And then that's how the female Bowser thing came into being.
I'm totally blanking on that, but I don't remember a crown in any of the games that would make you bigger. It would just be like the giant mushroom. You're gonna have to Google that one because I'm drawing a blank on that.
The Super Crown is a power-up item that made its debut in New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. It's a puffy mushroom-like pink headgear surrounded by a golden band with eyes, and is the only power-up in the game that can be used by a specific character, being exclusively used to transform Toadette into Peachette.
Well, that explains it, because I hate that fucking game and never finished it.
Yeah, and so when that came out, right, people were like, well, what if the whole like premise was, if it takes Toadette and turns her into Peachette, right? They're like, well, what if Bowser had picked up the crown? And then they started drawing the female Bowser.
The female one, yeah. Okay.
And then like there was like all kind of like the film theory guy. He's like, what if Princess Peach is actually a toad that wears a special crown that has evolved her into Peach?
No.
And that any Toadette can turn into Peach.
Oh God.
Like how an ant colony has like the queen, and then like all the other ones that are potential queens.
Oh, also, yeah, Toadette wasn't in this movie, which was weird.
Was Captain Toad in the movie?
Technically, yeah.
Or is it a combination of like Toad and Captain
because
Toad?
the main Toad is Captain Toad. Because he even has the backpack and stuff in the movie. It's just he's not referred to as Captain Toad.
He's not a captain yet. He's just he's a lieutenant. Lieutenant Toad.
Right.
Lizzo for the female version of Bowser.
Oh my God. Aaron just wants to see. No, he wants to see her shaking her cheeks. That's what he wants.
Hell
to see.
Yeah! All right. So this is a fun little thing. This is from Decider. Wheel of Fortune fans lash out at Pat Sajak after contestant was robbed of a $100,000 win. So basically, what happened is this lady, she's a college student. She was on like the college week or whatever.
Right.
And she gets the Final Jeopardy, and the little category thing comes up. And the answer is just winging it. Just winging it. And the lady says, just winning it. But people are convinced that they heard her say just winging it. So I'm going to play the clip, and you tell me what you heard. Okay. Did she say the correct answer, or did she not?
I kind of wish I didn't know what was the answer.
Begin now. Let's have 3 more consonants, 1 more vowel.
Yeah, I hear you.
D, P,
What's a DP? Hell yeah.
Hmm.
C,
And now vowel.
I.
Well, that was a good call because there are several of those.
I don't understand how she got this wrong anyway, because the N is not there, right? If you know how to
Right.
spell, you'd be like, there's no double N.
Right.
What are you doing is the category. There's use letterboard. Maybe that can help you out. You have 10 seconds. Good luck.
Just winning it?
See?
Must
It-
winning it? Best winning it?
You know, the answer
Well-
what we had, you were right there. Yeah,
So close.
I know you were. Oh man. You know,
Well, yeah. Then what's the controversy here? She just admit right there that
Because they're convinced, people are convinced that they heard her say it. I absolutely
No,
certain
she
that the
didn't- I
first
didn't
thing
hear
she
what
said
she
was
said.
just winging it. You owe that young woman an apology and $100,000. The girl
Shut the
definitely said
fuck
just
up.
winging it and
These-
then lost 100,000. Rewatch the tapes.
these are people on Twitter. It's always people on Twitter who like distort fucking reality.
Well,
No.
well, here's the thing, right? I'm going to say this. I will. My caveat is I'm not shaming anybody. Okay, but old people are usually the ones who watch Wheel of Fortune, right? So I can understand that maybe old people who watched it didn't hear her, right? They thought they heard her say just winging it because they're old and they can't hear very well.
Mhm.
But she definitely heard. Yeah, see, 56 says I heard win.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, I heard win too. She heard
Yeah.
win.
She admits like it's not like she's like, oh no, I said winging it. Why didn't you hear what I said? Right?
Yeah, because that would obviously be the first thing, right? Like if they said, "Oh, sorry, you're wrong," and they flipped it and it was winging, I'd be like, "I fucking said that," right? Like that'd be the
Right.
first reaction. Like she didn't even say it. She was just
No.
like, "Yeah, I lost."
And also too, she said 2 other answers after.
Yeah,
right?
she said, "Must winning it or best winning it,"
Yeah.
which makes no sense, but whatever.
Yeah, like why you're right. Yeah, why would she guess winning?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's always people on Twitter, they like to distort shit and say, well, I heard this, so I must be right. No, you didn't. Shut the fuck up and sit down.
Jay Cut says she should have just winged it.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Well, she still won like $19,000 or something.
All right.
That's a good chunk of change. All right, last thing that we got to talk about is something that's not so important. That's why we saved it for the end.
What is this?
Star Wars have a lot to look forward to. Lucasfilm's president, not fired, not ex-president, but current president, Kathleen Kennedy, announced Friday at Star Wars Celebration.
Wait, but pause because I just saw the image of Rey, and there's this rumor going around. I think it's a fake photo.
It is a fake image of her pregnant.
Right? Yeah.
They're like the Force ghost of Kylo Ren impregnated. I've seen that image.
Oh my god. Go.
Daisy Ridley's so
Jesus.
pretty, still don't want to watch her movie yet.
Yeah.
You Super J says she never defended her answer. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. Yeah.
So 3
Star
new
Wars.
live action films are on the way, saying the plan is to expand the past, the
God.
present, and the future of the franchise. At the helm of these films are James Mangold, who directed Logan and is directing the forthcoming Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Mhm.
Dave Filoni, a veteran of the Star Wars universe across numerous projects, and 2-time Academy Award winner Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, who recently directed 2 Ms. Marvel episodes. Could you imagine this lady is an Academy Award winner, 2-time Academy Award winner, right?
Mhm.
And they're like, and what are we gonna put in here to say what she did? Oh, 2 episodes of Ms. Marvel. Not the movies
Yeah.
that she won the Academy Award for, right? Yeah, she directed 2 episodes.
Yeah, that's weird.
Mangold's film will take Star Wars fans into the deep past, telling the tale of the first Jedi to wield the Force and harvest its liberating power in an era of chaos and oppression. How's that going to work? Like, I'm not uber familiar with all the ins and outs of Star Wars, right?
Right.
I'll be the first to admit that. But I don't understand, and maybe one of the nerdier nerds can explain. But I would just assume that the Force was being wielded by people prior to the Jedi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're making it sound like he's the first one to like, hey, wait a minute, there's this thing, and I could.
Well, I think this is from my understanding, there were people who could use the Force, but there was no Jedi, right? So
Yes, but what I'm saying is they're making it sound like telling the tale of the first Jedi to wield the Force, as if there was Jedi around, and then he was the first one in the Jedi Order to start using the Force, as opposed to
right.
people who could use the Force who then decided to create the Jedi Order, right?
Well, maybe it is then someone who is the first to use the Force, right?
Maybe. I think it's going to be like I said. I think it's going to be where he uses the Force and then he decides to form the Jedi Order around like a code of conduct for the Force.
Right, because that was one of the things that they how they describe this movie. What was that? The 10 Commandments. It's gonna be like the 10 Commandments.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Super religious.
yeah. I mean, and that actually might be interesting. I think that this is the only movie that is slightly intriguing. Because, like, well, how would you do that? The rest to me just sounds like gobbledygook. Like, I ain't interested at all.
The first Jedi, because I could see a movie being like the first Jedi Temple, or like
Right.
like bad guys wielding the Force, and then someone like being like, no, the Force shouldn't be used to oppress people; it should be used to help people,
Mhm.
right? So, who knows? Who knows? Either way, we're gonna find out that it's a female who teaches him how to use the Force and bestows upon him the 10 Commandments of the Force.
Oh shit! People would lose their fucking minds.
Like 100%, the Force is gonna like show itself to him. Like the sky is gonna open up, right, and like a Force is gonna just show up and like then take the form of a female, because the Force is
God.
female.
Oh god.
Then everybody's gonna lose their fucking mind.
No. No. Fucking.
And then the Force is gonna go into the dude, and it's gonna turn him into a woman.
Oh. Wow.
That's my prediction. Trans Jedi.
It'll be Kathleen Kennedy.
Could you imagine that if like the sky opened up and it's just like Kathleen Kennedy's face, like fucking Mufasa from Lion King?
She's the Force god. That would oh boy.
All right, so it says, as for Obaid Chinoy's film, Kennedy says it's set 15 years after 2019's The Rise of Skywalker, and will tell the story of the rebuilding of the new Jedi Order and the powers that rise to tear it down. So again, what we're going to tell you is that Luke Skywalker, greatest Jedi of all time, couldn't make a Jedi Order. He sucked. Terrible. Tried to kill his nephew. Rey Skywalker, she's super perfect. She's going to build the Jedi Temple. She's going to rebuild the Order. She's going to make this perfect Jedi thing. And then some dude is going to come along to ruin it. Some male with his aggressive Force using is going to try to take it down, because her peaceful, benevolent use of the Force is going to be too much for him to handle. Some neckbeard with a lightsaber is going to try to take. I would bet any money that Daisy Ridley's Rey Skywalker is going to have to fight a neckbeard Sith Lord.
Oh God!
It's going to be like Jabba the Hutt meets fucking Darth Maul. It's going to be like Darth Hutt.
Oh, just this fat ass lard with the fucking lightsaber.
He's going to like piss in his basement and go out for pizza. His wife went out for pizza.
Who are they going to voice that character? Quarter Pounder?
Yeah. Burger will voice it.
Oh God!
Speaking of quarter pounders and big people, did you hear that Boogie 298 is gonna fight Wings of Redemption?
What?
Yeah, Boogie and Wings are gonna fucking box.
Oh my god, is this? Well, I hope Wings of Redemption doesn't pull out. 'Cause he tends to do shit like that.
Aaron
Oh
says
my
she'll
God.
fight Doomcock. Could you imagine that? Like,
Oh god.
you just see a dude going, I have to take her down. She must be destroyed. And then he picks up a mask. And you're like, oh shit, it's like Vader. They're like, it's like, wait a minute. It's Doomcock's mask. Like, I am Supreme Commander.
Oh
Doomcock.
god.
Darthcock.
Darth cock in my mouth. Oh god. No.
Daisy Ridley, who played Rey in the most recent Star Wars trilogy, will star in the film. Ridley herself appeared on stage at Star Wars Celebration and said she's very thrilled to be continuing this journey. You know what's funny? I was told not only was Kathleen Kennedy getting fired, they were going to rewrite the Disney trilogy, right? It was going to be decanonized. Rey Skywalker was going to be flung off the nearest cliff and never to be heard from again. It's almost like all the opposite is happening.
Right.
They didn't say anything about the other project, though. Filoni's.
Yeah, the Filoni one is supposed to be a combination of The Mandalorian, Ahsoka, and Book of Boba Fett.
So it's going to be like the Thrawn.
But yeah, something like that. But you know, the weird part of that was that they said it's going to be like 6 years away. So it's like, why would they announce that if that was like half a decade away? Well, like, why would you announce that?
Not just that it's half a decade away, but it's kind of like, hey, I think they're announcing it, and this is why. I think they're going, hey, you know those series that you're watching? You better watch all of them because there's a movie coming out that's going to connect all three of those.
Right.
So you better make sure you watch Ahsoka and your Book of Boba Fett. And I know The Mandalorian's kind of shitty this season, but you got to keep watching it because
Oh god.
apparently this is what I've heard from Saggy Melons, inside source over at Disney, Saggy Melons. She says she heard from somebody who was at the Disney celebration.
Mhm.
I said, was it Tommy Tallarico? She got mad.
Of course, she got mad.
She got a little upset.
Oh,
But
man.
she's like, get a new joke. Like, it was funny. It's funny. Right? She said that she heard from somebody that there's going to be a huge guest appearance in the next episode of The Mandalorian that's going to tie everything together and it's going to make it the best episode ever. And everyone's going to be happy.
Huh. I keep saying Cal. Because
Cal
but
Keston.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I mean, it would make some sense. I mean, but nah. I couldn't really guess what character would randomly appear.
Yeah.
I hope it's not. Well, I don't think it's gonna be Luke again. Like, we already seen Luke enough.
It's going to be Han.
That would be the most like pointless cameo. Like,
They're going to drag Harrison Ford out there. You listen here, fucker. You're Han Solo. You go out there. You put on the fucking thing. You pull out the blaster. You say the lines. You get everyone excited. Like, yes, Miss Kennedy. I'll do whatever you say. Psh, slaps him. Fuck right you will. I'm in charge.
I'm crossing my fingers. It's Cal, because I would be a lot more excited. And they keep teasing him. They keep saying that he's going to be in
It'll
the
be
show.
Jar Jar Binks.
He'll be Jar Jar Binks. Fucking hell.
So we'll see. There's only so many candidates, right? Obviously, can't be.
There's got to be someone everybody knows, right? Like,
The only one I would think that would make sense. That's not, and it wouldn't be like a big like, oh my god, right? It'd be like, what's her name? The one from Andor.
You're talking about Mon
Mothma, yeah.
Yeah, Mon Martha, yeah.
Because they've been so showing a lot of the like bureaucracy of
right.
the new.
And she's in Ahsoka because she's in the trailer. That would be lame as fuck if that was the case.
You Super J says Leia's Force Ghost, but it's CGI slave Leia.
Oh man! Somehow Leia's dead before her death.
Anakin.
I mean, yeah. Realistically, I'm like, what character is this? A character we've already seen in the Disney movies?
That's all she would say on Twitter. Who knows? She should be talking out of her ass.
Well, they did show the 7th episode, so I think what she's saying is probably true, right? Because why would they screen that episode if it wasn't significant, right? Besides it being Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah, but I would think that if there was somebody, right? Like, come on, if it was really like this huge fucking name, right? Like it was. Let's say that it's fucking Luke.
Right. Well, actually, you know what? Let's see who's directing the first episode. Because if it's Dave Filoni, then I have an idea of what character.
Well, what I'm saying is, whoever it is, right? You would think that by now somebody would have leaked it, right? There's no way they're keeping that on the ramps.
Probably. Let's see.
It's Wiccan from the Ewoks. Hell yeah, I would be excited for that. Fucking Warwick Davis, his show ended. Like, Warwick, you're still under contract. Take off your Willow clothes and put on this fucking Care Bear outfit. Maybe it's E.T.
Let's see. I'm looking at a leak here. I see the post credit.
Who's it say?
I'm not sure, but they have some fight with some monster on a ship.
Yeah, that's the Mythosaur.
Is it the Mrs. It kind of doesn't look like that. It looks more like a giant fin fish Godzilla monster. That's the way I could just describe it. And then there's also them floating stormtroopers and shooting. This is on the Reddit, so
yeah, I'm on the Reddit right now. I remember the person taking these photos getting told off via the PA. Good job, though. Any pictures of the Praetorian Guards? Maybe it's fucking Darth Vader.
You know what? Jay Cuts is probably right. It might be Thrawn. It's either going to be something that ties into Ahsoka, and that's why this whole season's just been dragging its feet because they don't got really nothing else. They're just sort of waiting for that show to come out. Maybe it's Ezra
Miller. That'd be kind of
from. To imagine it was Ezra Miller.
that'd be risky. That'd be a risky move, but
he shows up and chokes a bitch. Oh my god!
Force chokes her.
Cause I think it might be Ezra. That's another bet. I think that makes some sense because he was not in the Ahsoka trailer, which a little bit weird. Yeah, he's in Ahsoka, right? Yeah, but he wasn't in the trailer.
Yeah, his back was in the trailer.
Was his back in the trailer? I didn't even pick up on that.
They showed somebody like from all you could see was his back, and you could see like the square head shape.
Oh, I think that was.
Assuming.
Are you talking about that was Thrawn? I don't think that was Ezra.
Oh, I thought you were talking about.
No. Ezra's the kid from Rebels. No.
I don't watch fucking Rebels.
Yeah, I have never watched Rebels, but I know of the character, and he wasn't in the trailer, which I thought was a little bit weird. But they showed that other Mandalorian girl, which I don't know her name, because again, I've never seen Rebels, but I just know she has that pink hair and the weird.
Maybe it's
outfit.
Darth Maul. We haven't seen him since Solo.
I think Darth Maul is going to appear in the game, the Jedi Survivor game. I don't think.
But I'm saying because everyone's been saying that the Armorer has the spikes on her helmet because she was part of the Death Watch that was under Darth Maul's leadership. So him coming back, that would be exciting, sort of.
I mean, I heard a rumor that Darth Maul was going to be like the big cameo in the game. So, and that game is supposed to take place at the same time as Obi-Wan.
Oh my god, Jay Cuts with the fucking deep cuts. He says Thrawn is better than Ezra, but less than Jake.
What? I'm like blank. Oh, Aaron's saying
okay, so Better Than Ezra is a band. It's an American rock band. It's literally called Better Than Ezra. And then Less Than Jake is also a band.
Less Than Jake. What?
Yeah, there's two bands. Better Than Ezra is a band, and Less Than Jake. He was making a musical joke.
Yeah.
You're too young to know who Better Than Ezra. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I would not know.
That's a joke that you're too young to understand. That's an old people joke.
Mm.
Jay Cutts has just outed himself as being 40.
Yeah, he's got that anime profile, so he throws people off.
Anime was big back when I was young.
Isn't that's a new anime? That's my point.
Yeah, it's My Hero Academia, I think.
Yeah, I don't really watch anime, but it looks new.
Chronic says Less Than Jake is a great ska punk band.
Hmm.
The only great ska punk band is No Doubt. Until they sold out. But we were down to 5 people, and I think that's all we got in the tank. I got nothing left. You got anything left, Blinded?
Nah, I think we talked a lot about Mario, and there's not really a lot of news. So
Yeah, not a lot of news. At least not in the movie sphere.
Right, yeah.
I actually seen No Doubt in concert. And it is the only concert I've ever been to. And the fucked up part about it is I don't remember a single second of the actual concert. I remember going to the concert. I remember going into the concert place. And I remember leaving the concert place.
What the fuck?
And being outside and waiting for the ride because my friend's mom was picking us up because I was in high school.
Right.
And it was like way far out. It wasn't like, because we don't have like a concert hall real close. Right? So it was like way far out in like the outskirts of Chicago. So yeah, so I remember, and I have a super fucking great memory, but like that whole event, like the concert itself, is a fucking blank spot in my mind.
Damn.
I don't know if I passed out. I got there, just fucking passed out, woke up, and it was over. And I love No Doubt. So sounds like you had a good amount of doubt, actually, possibly. Maybe I got there and they fucking hypnotized everybody, and they like gave us like some like government fucking what the hell they shit like MK Ultra shit.
MK.
They're gonna fucking one day they're gonna activate me. They're gonna I'm gonna hear the secret code word. Like, all of a sudden, like the president's gonna come out and be like, "Guys, it's time for blue gorilla, pink orangutan, and yellow beaver." And I'm just gonna like fucking activate and like just start killing people. Like,
oh my god.
Agent Frog, yes, I'm saying.
Agent Frog.
So, if I ever go on a killing spree, it was MK Ultra, definitely.
Wild. No, man.
Yes, but seriously, like, there's only like been 3 times in my life where like an event is like completely fucking gone to my memory. Like, I just can't remember it.
It happens.
Yeah, but you would think I would remember. It's a fucking concert. It was like the only concert I've ever been to. Just to fucking blink on it.
Well, maybe because
I can tell you exactly the episode that was on the TV. Watching Law and Order when Sidekick Max was born. It was a Law and Order marathon on USA Network. They had USA Network playing on fucking TV inside the delivery room. The episode in which the homeless guy is outside and he gets killed, right? And then it turns out that he was actually killed because he wasn't sharing with the other homeless people in the homeless compound. That was the episode that was playing when my wife went into labor with Sidekick Max. I can remember that. Then you go, what was the first song that No Doubt played at the No Doubt concert? I'd be like, I don't fucking know. I don't even know any of the songs. I can't even tell you shit. So.
Damn.
Every time he hears spider webs, he goes woke. Yeah, maybe the set list. Like if I hear the songs in a certain order, like all of a sudden I'm activated. So yes, I got like a couple of holes in my memory. It's not easy being green. That's all I'm saying.
Oh man.
With that said, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Enjoy your loved ones. Enjoy the time you have on this earth. And take a lot of pictures because they'll help you remember things. I feel like the guy from Momentum. Not Momentum. What the hell's that movie? The one with the pictures where the guy's always writing shit down.
Memento.
That's what the fuck I meant. Momentum. See, I can't even remember the name of the movie. Anyway, I'm out of here. Blinded is out of here. Love, peace, booty grease. We out this bitch.